In this video, I am going to show you how to use some of the logical functions in Microsoft Excel. Logical functions in Excel are used to compare or test if a condition is met in a given scenario. One of such logical functions is if function. The if function, as you can see on my screen, is used to return a value or target that you set if a condition is met, and a value or target if the condition is not met. The formula is given as equal to if you open your bracket, then you put your logical test, then you put your value if what you actually want is true, then you put another value if what you want is not satisfied. So, using the H-test as an example, we want to show a true value if the ages is greater than 50 and a false value if the ages is less than 50. So choosing the cell of our choice, we'll type equal to if, then open your bracket. The first age there is D5, that is D5. So we'll type D5 greater than 50. D5, that is the age is greater than 50, is our logical test here. So if any of the ages is above 50, then true. But if the ages is less than 50, false. Then you close your bracket and press enter. Drag down to get the rest of the result. So as you can see from the result, 30 is less than 50, and that's why the result is false, and 60 is greater than 50, and that's why the result is true. 80 greater than 50, true. 50, had it been, we say something like greater than or equal to 50, this one would have been true, but we said greater than 50. 25 is also less than 50. 75 greater than 50, and so on and so forth. Similarly, if we want to classify these ages on the basis of junior and the senior rank, it becomes equal to D5 greater than or equal to 50. comma, senior. If not, junior. Close your bracket. Enter. Get the rest of the result by dragging down. So here, because Joseph Bond is less than 50 years, he's a junior staff. Benjamin Clifford is above 50, he's a senior staff, and so on and so forth. Another way you can employ the use of if function is through the embedded function in Microsoft Excel. So here, I will give an award to these employees. To give them awards through the embedded function in Microsoft Excel, you go to Formulas, Insert Function, then you choose If, because we are dealing with if function. Then you click on OK. So here you put your logical test. Your logical test is if the age is greater than 50. So we'll type D5 is greater than or equal to 50. So if the age is greater than or equal to 50, the person will receive a V-Boot gift. If not, the person will receive iPhone. Then you click on OK. To get the rest of the result, you drag down. So here, because this Mr. Man is not up to 50 years, his gift is an iPhone. This Mr. Man is above 50, he got a V-Boot as a gift, and so on and so forth. Next is the AND function. AND function is used to check if all the conditions you set in your argument are satisfied or not. The formula is given as equal to AND logical 1, comma logical 2. This simply means that the conditions may be 1 or 2, 3 or more. So, if all the conditions are met, then you will have a true response. If one of the conditions fail, you will have a false response. Here, we want to find the employees whose age is greater or equal to 30 and whose employment took place in January. Here, condition 1 is age is greater or equal to 30. Condition 2, employed. The employer came to this very company on January, or simply employed in January. So we have age and the year of employment as the basis of our argument. So Choosing the cell of our choice, we type equal to and open your bracket D5 is greater than or equal to 30. Remember that this is our argument. Argument number 1. Then argument number 2 is employed. January 1. Our January here now is E6. E6 equal to 1. Close your bracket and press enter. Get the rest of the results. So from here now you can see that this Mr. Man is greater than or equal to 30 years and he is employed in January 1st, 2024. This one is also greater than 30 and employed in January. This very man is less than 30, but because he was employed in January, but because one of the conditions is not met, so automatically he has failed, and so on and so forth. Next is the OR function. OR function checks if any of the conditions you set is satisfied or not. The formula is given as equal to OR. Then you open your bracket, you give your condition 1 and give your condition 2. You can as well give condition 3 and so on and so forth. So here, if one or both condition you set is true, you will get a true response. If all conditions set is not true, you will get a false response. So here we'll find employees whose age is greater than 30 or employed in January. So here is either the age is greater than or equal to 30 or the person is employed in January. So choosing the cell of our choice, we type equal to or, open your bracket, D5 is greater than or equal to 30, comma, or the person is employed in the month of January. E5 equal to 1. So here this very person is greater than or equal to 30, so both conditions here are satisfied. Here both conditions satisfy. The same with this, the same with this. This is less than 30 but also employed in January. That's why the result is true, and so on and so default. Next is the not function. Not function is used to reverse the result of a logical value or argument. That is, if the value of the argument is true, it will return false, and if the argument is false, it will return true. The formula is given as equal to not. Open your bracket, you put your logical value. What it implies is that if the value is true, you will get a result of false, but if the value is false, you will get a response of true. So in our example here now, we want to find if we want to compare the differences between the ages 60 and the 80 with not function. So here we'll type equal to not. Open your bracket. So here the first address there is D6, the second one is D7. So here we say D7, the first logical argument, D7 is greater than D6. Of course, we know that 80 is greater than 60, but the result here is going to give us false because it will always give you the reverse of what you expected. Press your enter. So here the result is false, but actually 80 is greater than 60. Similarly, if we want to do it the other round, we can say equal to not. Open your bracket, D6 is greater than D7. Here we actually know that D6 is not greater than D7, but it is going to give us a true response. So here we have a true response as our answer. So in not function, it will always give you the reverse of what you expected. Next is the if error function. If error function here returns a value set by you if an error occurs in the formula of your argument. The formula is given as equal to if error. The value here is your normal argument. Value if error occurs is the value that you will supply if you encounter error in your formula. So here now we will apply the use of if error in Microsoft Excel. So normally here we want to divide this age distribution by 0. Normally if you divide a number by 0, you are going to get an error message. For instance, if we divide the ages equal to D5 divided by 0, automatically you will get an error showing that the formula is not expected for you to use. So the use of if error function here now is to put a value if eventually you encounter any value in your formula. The value that you added will appear on that very cell. So here now we will write if error, open your bracket, descend d5 divided by 0. So here is our d5 divided by 0 is our argument. Then if any error occurs, we still have 0 as our reply. Then you press your enter. So formally what we have here is an error, but because we put a 0 as our answer if error occurs, that's why we have 0 in this very cell. So assuming we want to change our response to something like 2, so because an error occurred there, you also have your response as 2. You can as well change your answer to any other thing. You also get the same thing as well. So that's all about if error function in Excel. Thank you for watching my tutorial.